He was lurking around a Kent County business last night, and he wasn't wearing any pants. Now, sheriff's deputies are trying to find him. Police arrived at the 5800 block of Foremost Drive in Cascade Township around 8:30 last night. A woman had called police after a man walked by her window at work wearing just a black leather jacket and boots, no pants. K-9 unit was brought in to try and find the guy, but no luck. Detectives say this isn't the first time they've gotten this kind of report in the area. He's described as a white male, about 6'3", thin build. They believe he's in his 30s. Give Silent Observer a call if you know anything about the case. 3 people, including an 11-year-old girl, are recovering today after a serious crash in Van Buren County. Around 4:30 Wednesday, the Cadillac you see here wasn't able to stop at the intersection of 45th Avenue and 32nd Street in Almena Township. The Caddy was hit by a van and slid into a ditch. Good news is everyone's expected to survive. The driver of the Cadillac was ticketed for the crash. Idle judges heading to someplace warm, a place where the beer flows like wine and the women flock like the salmon of Capistrano. Talking about Aspen.
Of course we are. So are they going to find America's next big star in Aspen? Fox's Adam Hasley has a look at some of tonight's contestants.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. Those are famous words uttered by the most famous truant America has ever seen. Now the net is buzzing. Could Ferris Bueller be coming back?
How can I handle work on a day like today?
That's Matthew Broderick throwing children of the 80s into an absolute tizzy with that teaser. But the hopes are going to be dashed. There is no Ferris Bueller's Day Off Part 2. This is for a Honda ad that will air around Super Bowl time. The automaker reportedly threw a lot of money into the ad and even got The Hangover's Todd Phillips to direct.
Man, I wanted to see
People are going to be so disappointed. As soon as they hear the voice and hear that music, they perk up, and then it's like, oh, it's just a commercial.
Oh, man.
Well, by now you may have heard about changes to Google's privacy settings, but do you know how they impact your online life? I don't. I get the emails
I don't either.
I didn't know what to do.
Tonight, Karen Caifa has the details that you need to know.
He asked both Romney and Gingrich to stop sniping at each other about their past and to instead focus on the issues. A few things stand out for me there. $14,000 a passenger, a lot of money.
That's a lot.
Merv Griffin jumping in when Pat was just going after Vanna. And then I know you're a Welcome Back Kotter fan.
Well, I mean, it does touch me as far as in that era.
Who was your favorite sweat hog? Barbarino?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah?
Just isn't in memory there, but you know that.
He's the one who went on to have the best career, John.
Yes, he did. Anyways, but the theme song too lived on. It was popular in the '70s on the radio and all of that. But
you're not a Horseshack guy?
Yeah, it was all right too. It kind of reminds me of the prototype for Screech.
Yeah, very similar.
Anyways, let's go and take a look here at what we got coming.
Here's fans, it's a big day.
A huge deal announced today. We think it may be finalized. Adding a big bat to the roster. Fox 17's Steve Ambrose is here. Just the other day, you're talking to Dave Dombrowski, Tigers president. You say, what are you going to do to replace Victor Martinez? He says, not much.
Short-term deal. Looking for a short-term replacement.
Yeah.
1-year deal for a free agent if they don't do something within their own organization.
Freshman Senator Mark Kirk from Illinois recovering after suffering a stroke over the weekend. The 52-year-old checked himself into a Chicago area hospital Saturday night and underwent surgery Sunday morning to relieve swelling from what's called an ischemic stroke. Doctors at Northwestern Memorial Hospital say prospects are, quote, pretty good for a full recovery due to the senator's age and overall general good health. Kirk was elected in 2010 to the seat previously held by President Obama. The union address coming up later in the show.
All right, Fox 17's Peter Chan here now on the couch with some mild weather, and it's melty.
We just cannot get rid of the mild weather no matter what we do. And the other thing that we've missed out on with the cloudier skies, there was a chance possibly to see the northern lights.
Right.
Yeah, I waited till about midnight and said, no,
it was just doubtful. But the thing is, you've traveled a lot. You've been to Iceland.
I have. And I have seen the northern lights, the Aurora Borealis, as I like to call them, while in Iceland.
Well, look at this next photo I have coming up.
It was called one of the worst cases police had ever seen. More than 30 dogs in Calhoun County severely neglected and crammed into crates. Today, their owner turned herself in. It's a story we first told you about last week. Prosecutors say this whole thing was brought to light after a bus driver noticed a strong odor on a student and reported it to the school, who in turn took the issue to police. When the home was searched, dozens of dogs were found in horrible conditions, covered in their own waste. The animals have been taken to a local shelter where they're being cleaned and cared for. Today, the owner, a 42-year-old woman from Marshall, was charged with animal cruelty and second-degree child abuse. Meanwhile, volunteers are hoping to adopt out all the dogs once the case is settled. We have a crew working this story, and we'll bring you more updates on Fox 17 News at 6 and 10. Superman.
Yeah, I remember that series back in the day.
How about that one? Some other familiar names in the movie: Dustin Diamond, who played Screech from Saved by the Bell.
Boy,
and then this one's good, Sherman Helmsley from
him.
The Jeffersons. They're still finalizing when that movie will come out. Well, some lucky West Michigan kids got up close and personal with the subject of space this morning. NASA Space Camp hosted an assembly for students at Northern Hills Middle School in Grand Rapids. The event is part of the Smile as Big as the Moon movie premiere happening tonight at Celebration Cinema North. That movie tells the true story of two teachers from Forest Hills Public Schools who beat the odds by bringing special education students from 6 local school districts to NASA Space Camp in 1989. One of those teachers spoke to students this morning about all the challenges that they faced.
They just didn't understand the capabilities of the children. So it was a long, hard struggle, but they opened the doors for our kids. Our kids shined, and this movie was made about it.
All the proceeds from tonight's movie premiere are going to the Special Olympics.